the crowd has seen some fights in rather prematurely. How will this one go tonight as John Lark of Gary, Indiana, steps into the ring here in Salerno, Italy, to fight Miguel Julio out of Colombia, and a big puncher with a 19-1-1 record with 18 knockouts, while Lark is listed at 17-3 with only 6 knockouts. John Lark, Charles J., as we talked to him at the weigh-in, said he feels very comfortable in this underdog role because he feels he can come to Italy and make some noise and vault himself in some bigger and better fights.
Well, you know, he may be in a pretty good position to do that because Julio is one of those guys that has a great record, but is largely untested against world-class opposition. So the record may be a little bit deceiving, although we take a look at the record, and it looks like he's got some tremendous power, especially early in a fight.
Well, Lark has got to be very careful early on because of the 18 knockouts, 17 of the knockouts by Julio have come inside of 3 rounds, and a dozen of them have come in round 1. So looking at the people across the way in Lark's corner, and that, of course, is Bill Benton along with Malcolm Garrett. They feel if he can stay, referring to Lark, through the first couple of rounds with this guy, Julio, he might have a golden opportunity to get up a victory, and certainly one that he wants here in Italy. Victorio Russo will be our referee for this fight, and of course the officials have been very instrumental in the first 2 fights tonight. The first one stopped in the first round due to a cut inside the mouth of the American Linwood Jones. Canesi, the big heavyweight out of Italy, got the decision there. And then a no contest officially announced. Mastria against Reina, both cut badly, and the fight finally stopped near the end of the 3rd round. So let's hope we give you bigger and better things here in this fight again, as you get a good look at John Lark, 26 years of age, out of Gary, Indiana, 135 pounds, while Julio across the way at 134, a fresh youngster, only 21 years of age still with 22. And Charles, you've been watching boxing all these many years and realize that when you get a record of 19-1-1 coming out of South America, it's a little bit of an unknown. It's kind of a scary thing, particularly for Lark across the ring.
And not many of those opponents on Julio's record, as we mentioned, are household names, even in their own households. But Julio has 17 knockouts in a row. He has not gone beyond the 3rd round since his 4th professional fight. Maybe stamina will play a big factor in this one, as Lark may look to extend Miguel Julio beyond 3 or 4 rounds and then see what happens.
Julio, by the way, gets our early vote for the glitteringest pants and trunks that we've seen in the boxing ring in a long time, and choose to match, if you will.
He may leave dust all over the ring.
A little stardust and gold here in Salerno. Lark, for some reason, just jumped in and clinched.
You know, Lark's had a strange career, Sam. His first pro fight, he fought a guy named Jake Carollo in the welterweight division. Lark got all the way up to 156 in the amateur ranks, and now he's down in the 130s. But after he got stopped in 2 rounds by Carollo, he took 8 months off, took stock of what he was doing, decided to get a little more serious, went back down to the lightweight division from welterweight. His first 10 wins as a pro, he rattled off in succession. Oh, and he just nailed Julio with a right hand.
Now the referee is warning Lark to stop holding and hitting as well. As again, Julio, as you pointed out, did take a pretty good shot there, though.
It looked like his knees buckled and he was trying to grab Lark around the legs.
Lark, by the way, comes with a 73-inch reach for a lightweight, which is a long one, but I think he's been surprised that Miguel Julio also has a sizable reach for a lightweight, and of course is about 5 inches taller than Lark. But Lark is loading up with some pretty good punches here in round 1.
It's interesting that he landed that punch just as I was starting to talk, because Lark, his first 10 wins were all by decision.
Right.
His last 7 wins have been by knockout, so he has been improving his power.
He was knocked out in the first round. Vinny Lateza came up with a first-round knockout, and Lark indicated, yeah, they had to stop the fight in the first, got thumbed in the eye, or at least has some vision problems. That's the reason they stopped it with a TKO. And now Julio, stunned early on by Lark, is starting to come alive himself here in this first round. Boy, he's got a big punch, and Lark is down. A big overhand right hand by Miguel Julio.
He's not getting up. You never get up when you go down like that.
Lark is out of this thing after taking a full 10 count, and it's over. A first-round knockout. And again, as we pointed out, 18 consecutive knockouts for the young man from Colombia. And this lightweight who got himself into trouble early on, let's watch it again, Charles.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lark was getting a little more tentative because Julio was hitting him, not even hitting him solid shots, but hitting him on the arms. There you see, not a big right hand. There's the big right hand right there. But you saw Lark was getting a little tentative. He got hit on the arm and in the body, and he said, this guy can punch. I'm going to be a little bit more careful. And there, the right hand went right over the left glove of Lark, which dropped just a little bit, and Julio took advantage of that situation.
Well, Julio, who was a junior national champion of the bantamweights and a national champion in Colombia in the lightweights, has his eyes set on something else. And that is a national championship via one of the alphabet soups, if you will. And I tell you what, this young man that goes to 21-1 packs a big punch. And John Lark will be the first to describe it in the hotel after this fight is over. And a good look at the glittering one here tonight, Miguel Julio. And, of course, fortunately, John Lark up off the canvas after he did indeed take a nosedive after the big right hand.
And it's so rare that after you land on your face, you're able to get up. It just doesn't happen in boxing. And you can see a little twitching in his left leg. He had absolutely no chance of getting up. He just got hit with a big overhand right that Julio's knocked almost all of his opponents out with.
So John Lark at 26 for the second consecutive time goes down, being knocked out in the first round. 2 back-to-back first-round knockouts. And as you see Julio celebrating here in the ring, he goes